Hey guys, one more on the video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Friday evening to you all. Apologies, I'm not in my usual setup. I'm at a friend's house and I was going to have some nice drinks and a barbecue, which Daniel Levy has somehow found his way into ruining for me. Ange Postecoglou leaving Tottenham in what has been a farcical 2 weeks since the end of the season. It's an embarrassing end to the season for Daniel Levy, for everyone associated with the club. Obviously, there's a lot of people that have left and gone. You know, Scott Munn being someone else as well that has left today. So yeah, apologies for not the usual setup. It wasn't expected. Again, at a barbecue, have some drinks, and yeah, not great. I hope everyone's all right. Okay, I hope everyone's having a good day. Obviously, we went live earlier, just have a bit of a conversation about some stuff. And I wasn't sure if we get an answer today, but we did get an answer that Ange has departed the club. It's come from Brizio. It's come from David Ornstein. It's come from the club themselves. And again, the club extremely tone deaf in everything, really. You know, for how long it's taken for the poor messaging from the club. You know, Vinay, you've got a lot of work to do, my friend, because you've got a situation in your hands now where you've got people that are already Levy out. This decision will change nothing, even if they were Ange out. You've got the people that were middle of the tier who somewhat liked Levy, somewhat liked Ange. You make them even worse. And then on top of that, you've got people that are pro Levy who will always be pro Levy because that's what they know. But a lot of them will now start to look at Levy and go, you've not got the best interests at heart of this football club. Look, I'm going to talk first and foremost about Ange as the man and the manager himself, and then we'll talk about what is next. Appreciate it. Yeah, got a haircut. I am sober. I haven't even had a full beer yet, so very much sober. The Irish in me kicks in as soon as I start drinking anyway, so it takes about 5 or 6 for me to notice anything. Ange gave me the best night of my life as a Spurs fan. Juan de Ramos was second in giving me the best night of my life because they won trophies. He said he'd win something in his second year, or he always wins something in his second year. And you know what? He will still ride off into his next job and go, I still win things in my second year. I would say on this, he will not have a shortage of clubs that are lining him up. He won't. Premier League clubs will be lining him up for next season. Ange can't do it in the Premier League. See first season. Ange doesn't adapt. See the Europa League run. It's constant berating and constant verbal abuse coming out of from in this fan base. And look, if you're happy that he's been sacked, kudos. But all I'm going to say is the benchmark has been set for myself, and I would say for other fan base, people within the fan base. If you don't win a European trophy, you must deliver Champions League football. If you do not deliver Champions League football or win a trophy of a European standard, League Cup and FA Cup do not compute, do not fit the bill, then why would you deserve a second year? The benchmark has been set for me. We won a European trophy, first time in 4 decades. I wasn't alive when we won the last one. Benchmark has been set. And look, Ange coming out and going, we need experienced players for next season to handle 3 games a week. That probably irked Daniel Levy. Damn it, we've got to spend money. Damn it, that requires me to actually try. Damn it. Oh, no, don't want to do that. It's an embarrassment on Daniel Levy's part. Look, I'm gonna say this now as well for Ange. I thank Ange for everything he's done at Tottenham. I thank Ange so much for delivering me the best night of my life. Across everything, it's the best night of my life. It may be the same for some of you. It will definitely be, for a lot of you, the best night of your life as a Spurs fan. For me, it's the best night of my life ever. And he leaves us on a high. I don't care if you're Ange out, by the way. I do not care. He leaves us on a high. And the after effects of this decision are huge. We go into a Champions League season, and the 2 managers we're linked to, we'll talk about them, not Champions League level managers. Well, let's talk about the players as well. The players in that squad who are all so pro Ange. What does that mean for some of those players? We'll be talking about that as well. But regardless, thank you so much to Ange Postecoglou for doing what he has delivered for us. Your favourite managers in your either short, medium, or long term Spurs sort of fan following probably didn't deliver exactly what he delivered for you. Poch never delivered that. Conte, Mourinho, Nuno, AVB, Harry, Martignol, none of them delivered what Ange has delivered. Juan de Ramos, he delivered a trophy, but didn't deliver the level of trophy that Ange won. This is a European trophy. This is guaranteed Champions League qualification. I thank Ange so much for everything that he has done for this football club. He got us. He understood Tottenham. People seem to think he didn't. He always did. He had a different way of showing it at times, but with Conte going, you should all be grateful that I'm here. Mourinho basically helping snake out Pochettino. Ange was like, I hate this term, Spursy. I hate this term. It's only Tottenham, lads. He going, yeah, it is only Tottenham. It's Tottenham. Let's go and show them. And we went out in the Champions League final against a team with, doesn't matter about their league form, massive European pedigree, who in my lifetime has won 2 Champions Leagues, has played in other Champions League finals, has won a treble, by the way, who the season previous to us had won an FA Cup. And we went out there and dealt with them. So what is happening next? I think, look, they have to deliver a manager on the table, signed within the next 2 days. This fan base is in turmoil. It's toxic as anything now. You're going to get a lot of people now looking at going, you have to deliver a manager in the next 2 days. The managers that we've been linked to are extremely underwhelming, and they aren't Champions League level managers. They're not Europa League level managers either. That's the other crucial thing here. And when we are going to be playing 3 times a week, Premier League, Champions League, Premier League, neither of them have any idea what that looks like as a manager. So what does that look like now? Thomas Frank and Marco Silva are leading candidates. If that doesn't show you that Daniel Levy does not care about trying to win trophies going forward, nothing will ever show you. They are not good enough. What have they done in the Premier League to show you? And I like Thomas Frank. I would rather Thomas Frank. He is not an upgrade on Ange. How do I know? Ange finished 5th and won a Europa League trophy. Thomas Frank's best position is what? 10th, 11th, 12th? And we're going to aim for that. Well, Poch did that. Great. Like Caleb said, 41 win percentage between those 2 managers in the Premier League. No European experience. There's no ambition. That doesn't show ambition. That doesn't show that you're trying to win. I'm absolutely beyond livid tonight. I am beyond livid with the arrogance, the tone deaf, and the sheer level of inept ability to be a chairman of this football club. Those protests are going to be loud. Daniel Levy better get ready for constant protests, constant booing of him, constant songs to get him out of the club. He is a stain on this club, Daniel Levy, an absolute stain. And I've always tried to mince my words about these things and not be reactionary, not be emotional. But what benefit of the doubt does Daniel Levy deserve? What benefit of the doubt do ENIC deserve? Exactly, none. In my living years that I can remember, we've won 2 trophies. Why on earth does he in 21 years who's delivered 2 trophies, what does he deserve? He doesn't deserve any credit. He doesn't deserve any benefit of the doubt. So yes, it is underwhelming. Thomas Frank is the pick of the bad bunch. But like I said, all I'm going to say is from now, if it's Thomas, we will support you. Absolutely. Good luck. You must deliver Champions League football or win a European trophy. If not, I'd expect you to be sacked. because that's what I've just witnessed. He finished 5th, which would be Champions League football normally, got Europa League, not his fault because of basically people being crap in their own European runs, not us. Obviously, also lost the best player that we've had in decades in Harry Kane on the day before a season. But he is now going to have to deliver. 6th and a FA Cup semi-final cup run is now no longer good enough in my eyes. It won't be good enough. That's the other thing now. We have now got a bar set. It's either finishing in the Champions League spots, which, by the way, isn't a trophy. If you're one of those people that gets all twerky and loves the idea of finishing 5th because it's Champions League football, Andy, it's Champions League football, then why don't you go and watch the F1? Go and watch the F1 and, enjoy someone that's going to finish 4th, It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. Thanks, mate. It's been brought another beer. Barcelona get it. Barcelona get it. Other beers are available. I don't want to get done by sponsorships. He's a Chelsea fan. He's shocked by it as well. So look, the bar has been set. Thomas, I hope it's Thomas Frank over Marco Silva. I very much do. Now, the other key thing, the locker room, the change room, the players in the squad. Porro the other day, fighting Ange's corner. Love Ange. Maddison, love Ange. Johnson, Vicario, Bentancur, Sonny, Desiadogi, Gray, Bergval, all of them love Ange, love Ange, love Ange. Christian Romero going to fight a battle for 1, Ange, and 2, the fan base to say how much he loves Ange. But look, Christian Romero, it's been absolutely wonderful having you at this football club. You have been one of the best centre-backs we've had in a very long time. I wish you all the best at Atletico Madrid next season. They care about winning. They try and win. And you're going to be phenomenal at Atletico Madrid. You're going to be up there for Ballon d'Or centre-back shouts. You're going to be fantastic for Atletico. And I wish you all the best, Kuti, because you deserve greatness. You deserve a team that cares. You deserve a team that wants to win. You don't deserve Baldy upstairs that hasn't got a clue what he's doing. I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming about this Ange decision. Absolutely fuming. The fact it's taken 2 weeks. The season finished nearly 2 weeks ago. If you knew Ange was getting sacked, Daniel, you don't tell him to go on holiday. You sack him straight after the season. You do not let it go 2 weeks. Because I've always had the attitude of the window's only just open. You can't demand signings. But if you knew Ange was going, if you knew that he was going, you get him gone, you get a new manager in who would be in by now, and you'd start the process of looking at the squad, selling players and signing players. It's now going to be, 2 weeks before we get any idea of what we're going to be doing in the transfer market, which is, with the 6th of June. So let's call it the 21st of June, 2 weeks' time, basically. City would have signed Cherky, Reinders, Aït-Nouri. Liverpool would have signed Wirtz probably by then. Kirkes will be done. Frimpong will be done. Chelsea would have signed Delap. Mike Magnon might be sorted. And obviously they're talking to Gittins. Manchester United would have signed Mbuemo and Cunha. Who's another one that was up there? Newcastle's a weird one. That was going on there. Arsenal are progressing on Sesko. As much as I'm not blown away by Sesko, and I think they could do better than Sesko, they'll progress Sesko. They're trying to sort Zubamendi. But we're sitting here thinking about Thomas Frank and Marco Silva. We don't care about winning. We don't care. What we care about is how the hell do you get top 4 football? And as long as, top 5 really, but as long as you do it via the league, that's all that matters. We have idolised previous managers for just getting top 5 for Champions League football or top 4 in the past. We've idolised them. That's all we care about now. It's actually mental. It's actually mental how tone deaf that higher up, those higher ups are. So Vinay, who's just started, 5 days ago? Vinay, good luck to you. You have got the biggest job in the world until that manager signs, because you are going to have to rebuild the fan base's trust in the higher ups, the fan base's ability to put up with the higher ups. Daniel Levy, if you want people on board, you're going to go and have to spend money properly. and not like an idiot and actually spend a decent amount. The ideas of £120 million spend with sales, that won't be enough. That will not be enough. And I will not let up on that being enough because it's not showing that you're trying. We're a Champions League club, by the way. What Champions League club waits 2 weeks after the season to sack their manager, take let's say another week to sign a manager, another 2 to 3 weeks to sort out the squad and who they want to keep, who they want to sell? It's a 6-week process. That's not efficiency. That's not competence. All right, I think I'm back. Sorry. It's twice today that I have weird internet issues, but I am back. Yeah, apologies. I'm not at home. I am not where I live. I'm somewhere else. I borrowed a friend's MacBook to do this. Hence why the lighting's not the same. There's no mic. It's probably sounding awful to hear. I'm at a barbecue having some beers, and I was hoping to have a great day. And then Daniel Levy went, "You're having a good day, are you? Let me screw that up for you." So apologies for that. But yeah, Levy doesn't care, Graham. I agree. Caleb's not going to any games next year. No, I'm not taking it out on Thomas Frank, by the way, because I think Thomas Frank's a good manager. Don't misconstrue this. I think Thomas Frank's a good manager. But all I'm saying is he hasn't managed Champions League. He hasn't managed Europe. He hasn't managed the demands of a weekly thing. If anything of this season is to go off, we're going to struggle again. Because Ange obviously didn't. Ange has sort of had it, but not to the level of the demands of the Premier League. Thomas Frank hasn't done that. And like I said, 41%. I don't know. I've just come across a Peppa Pig ball. Peppa Pig has more ball knowledge than Daniel Levy, I'll tell you that. But look, I feel for Marco Silva. I don't want Marco Silva. I have no interest. I'd rather me. I'd rather you. I'd rather this bottle of Estrella. Other beers are available. I would hope all of them know more ball knowledge than Daniel Levy. He's an absolute moron. I'm sorry, he's a moron. He is. I hope he enjoys getting booed. Maybe it's a little bit of a kink. Maybe that's what he loves. He gets off on it a little bit. He's going to get booed out of the stadium next year, week in, week out, to the point that inside the stadium they will not show him on the big screen because they know what's going to come of it. He got booed last game of the season, and he's standing there all miserable. It's like, mate, they're walking around with the Europa League trophy. You just do not care. And the other thing as well that has annoyed me, and I do remember this now, that fan forum, and they went, give us the best 3 moments of, being with Tottenham. Winning the Carling Cup wasn't there. Oh, we got to the Champions League final. Great, we didn't win it. We won the Carling Cup. Last time I checked, you got a winner's medal and a loser's medal, It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So look, regardless, I'm not going to stay much longer because I'm supposed to go and hang out with friends, and they've been really patient with me for going live. But thanks so much, Ange. You are a legend of this club going forward. If you don't think he is, it's because you have an unrealistic expectation of what this football club actually is. Ange is a legend in my eyes. He won a European trophy. He will forever be remembered. Some of your managers that you may love and twerk for, they'll be forgotten about in a few decades' time. Ange absolutely won't be forgotten. He's a legend of this football club. I will always remember that day, and I will always fondly think back to Ange's period as a manager. No one will remember where we finished in the league last season. People will only remember one European trophy. It's all anyone cares about. So there's that. Good luck to Thomas Frank and Marco Silva. More managers' names may or may not apply, but good luck to whoever it is. We'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow about who we might want. Shout out the beers. Shout out Peppa Pig and the lads who have way more ball knowledge than old baldy Daniel Levy. Coys Daniel, you got your Tottenham back. Absolute fool. Absolute fool. You know what I mean? But thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon into the evening. I know it's not easy. Try and get off online today. Try and go and enjoy your Friday night. Ange would want you to have a beer or two. So if you could, Steve, you're probably a little bit hungover. Good morning to you, mate. Have a beer if you can. If not, have summer fruit squash. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Ange. Take care, everyone. Peace.